So you've seen the new Be'lakor model. We talked about that last week.
Certainly have.
And we've now seen on Warhammer Community some rules for the new Be'lakor model. We haven't seen his stat line. God, what absolutely boss-looking thing it is.
Do you know what I love? Right, that they've released the 40k rules or snippets of the 40k rules before the Age of Sigma one. Don't that make
not a
dick hard?
single Sigma thing. Yeah, I wonder how many people are super triggered about that.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
I think it's hilarious, and I don't care. But they've given you some rules for 40k, and he's got some very, very defensive rules. So the first one is he gets a 4 invulnerable save, which is great.
Yeah,
can't be mad at that. And then when you shoot him with a ranged weapon, you get -1 to wound against him. So here's this dude that is, let's be fair, enormous, like wingspan like you wouldn't believe. Hiding him is going to be an issue. So they thought, you know what? To stop him getting shot off the table in one turn, here's what we're going to do to help him out. We're going to give him this invuln save and the -1 to wound. Love it. Great stuff. And then, as a bonus to that, whenever you attack him, whether it's melee or ranged, you can't get any rerolls at all on your hit roll. So the wound can still reroll.
So good.
And he's -1 to hit in melee and ranged, which is like
so good, so good. Yeah.
So he's really defensive. I like that a lot.
We all know the best offense is a good defense. You know, Dawn said it that one time. People said it in football. People like football. Be'lakor said it, and here we are. Everyone's scared of him now. He's like, oh, it's the new Nightbringer. It's the new... He does look cool there, doesn't he?
And the reason it's the new Nightbringer is because of his other rules. Because sometimes the best offense is just a really effing good offense.
Yeah.
And so he's got the Blade of Shadows.
It's very sneaky.
And he can like spam attacks that damage 1. Cool. That's good. Power sword.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be strength 7, I guess. So yeah, not bad.
Probably around if you're going to say like it's going to be wounding most things on 3s, if not 2s.
Yeah.
Got to be pushing at least strength 10 with that.
Especially your chaff stuff, like you're just going to crush it, right? Great, happy days. But the big one, and here's where it is big. Each time attacks with his weapon profile, invulnerable saving throws can't be made against the attack. It's -4 AP as well, which means if you're a custard or something with 2 up armor save and you've got a storm shield, you're still having a really bad day. Yeah. So this is great. I think.
Yeah. D3 plus 3, the new D6. You know? The new flat 3 damage is D3 plus 3. So strong. You know.
It's mad.
Yeah.
Like you're getting a minimum of 4, which means he's still one-shotting Death Guard Terminators. He's one-shotting Centurions, not that they're really a thing anymore.
I'm about to say, if you're against anything like Mortarion, he's still doing 3 wounds each, you know? At minimum. That's really strong.
Yeah, it is. We all know what minimum means.
Exactly.
But this leads me on to what I was actually able to talk to you about. We've seen now a couple of units with an ability that ignores invulnerable saves. And when this came out, earlier on today, one of the 40k chats that I'm in, there was a little bit of an explosion of like, well, I don't like this. They're taking away invulnerable saves, and why don't they just have like it reduces your invulnerable save, and now like nothing gets a save against it, and he's gonna be super killy, and so on and so on. And Games Workshop over the last couple of months of this edition have started to move away from things like 3 up invulnerable save. Yeah, you could arguably say that they were at the end of the last edition as well. What are your thoughts on having more models that ignore invulnerable saves? We've currently got any Catan with a strap or the Nightbringer. We've got Be'lakor. I can't think of any more, unless it's something that just does a mortal wound, which is a different mechanic, but obviously still ignores all of your saving throws. Yeah. So what do you think?
The thing is like, it's obviously a really strong ability, right? It's very strong to ignore someone's save completely. Like, pretty much. Because, you know, if you got a 2 up, you're going to have a 6 up. Because that's it. If you got a 1 up, you might have a 5 up. But most cases, you're going to have no save against it. Yeah. But the problem is, it's the only time it'll become an issue if they start getting too frivolous with it and putting it on everything. Yeah. Because we already have mortal wounds, right? Which ignore saves. You know?
Yeah.
That's a thing that's in the game, and some armies are very good at spamming mortal wounds.
Yes,
You know, look
definitely.
at, let's go back to Necrons with the Catans.
Yeah,
you know, where they
Catan,
just throw,
yeah.
even ignoring the stratagem where they ignore armor saves, they have some serious mortal wound output, which is obviously very, very strong. It's a very strong ability, but it's not in every army. And in this instance, as well as the Necron one, it's in one unit. One unit.
Yeah.
One at a time, even, with Necrons, because it's a stratagem, and in Chaos, currently it'll be one because it's a special character. It's
right.
one unit in the army, which is, you know, the first demon. He's pretty cool, you know. You know me.
He's like the Primarch of demons, let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. And don't get me wrong, you know, I'm always against when they take the lore too seriously and start putting it in the game and ruin it. But he's a bit of a badass, and he's quite big. And the problem is he wants to...
Boy.
Yeah, he wants to go into big nasty stuff, and a lot of big nasty stuff has invulnerable saves.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, fair enough.
Yeah,
but
they also normally only have a 3-up armor, though, don't they? Like a lot of the biggest stuff.
Yeah,
like
for sure. Like
your super big tanks,
your demon
Primarchs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You have a 3-up. So he's going to be ignoring a lot of saves, but I mean, he's also very big, so it's very unlikely that he's going to be hiding very much. So if you allow a Be'lakor into your lines to kill everything whilst ignoring saves, then maybe he deserves it because you've let him get there. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some other rules. He's obviously very defensible because he's -1 to hit. You can't re-roll against him. It's obviously very good. -1 to wound as well, right? As we've already said.
That's right, from ranged.
So he's obviously very strong, which it also probably means he's not going to have like minimum wounds per turn, because if you're -2 wound, -2 hit, can't re-roll, and then if they went, oh yeah, he's also, you can only take so many wounds a turn. If that was the case, then you're looking at like 800 points.
You know? Well, there's that argument of it as well. Yeah.
And that's the thing. How big of a chunk of an army is he going to be with all these extra rules? You know.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's okay as long as they don't put it on everything, which they haven't done so far. They put it on 1 or 2 units, which I think's fine. So Be'lakor is shaping up to be a very interesting model. I'm very interested. He's obviously very pretty. He's obviously a very beautiful model. He's obviously quite big. He is stood on a big rock, but he is going to be quite big. And you'd expect something this big to be quite scary. So I quite like the look of it.
You'd hope, yeah.
Yeah. And again, he's not gonna have like 500 attacks. He's gonna have like 7 or 8, maybe 9. If he's lucky.
No way he get 9 attacks. Well, hang on. They said actually he can kill a land raider on average dice, didn't they? So he could do the math
on an average day.
It's minimum.
So he's got to do 18 wounds,
it
right?
16? Is it 18?
Is it 18 or 16? Let's have a look.
At all, is
16
it?
wounds. My apologies. Yeah.
16. Okay.
So average 5 damage. So he's got to get 4 wounds through. So he's going to be hitting on 2s, obviously.
Certainly.
Wounding on 3s.
So if he's wounding on 3s, to get 4 through, he needs to do 6. He's at least 6 hits, which means he should have 7 attacks. He's
probably about 7
just
attacks.
Nailed it.
Yeah. 7 attacks at least strength 5. That's him, you know? At least base strength 5.
He's got to be well above strength 5.
You'd
Think
hope
about
so,
the things in the game that are strength 5.
Yeah, you'd hope so, but I'm saying he's at least, you could say, oh, he could be like strength 8, which means he's gonna be strength 12. We don't know. He's at least strength 5 because he's gonna be wounded on Land Raider and freeze for sure.
Yeah, he could be strength 8.
Yeah, I'd argue it'd be like strength 7, strength 8. You know, he's gonna have a Demon Prince stat, but better with more wounds. You know, closer.
Well,
to an
that's the thing, isn't it?
demon.
It has to be better than the Demon Prince.
Yeah, because before he was just
the Demon Prince is half his size.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's really cool. I'm really excited. He's going to be very scary on the tabletop, and that's exactly what we need to see, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's all good. And I'm not fussed about like losing invulnerable saves in combat and stuff, because...
Again, if it's just in combat and it's not everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Look at the size of the sword, you know? Little storm shield ain't going to help you there.
Exactly.